The enigmatic creatures lurking in the woods. Have you ever been walking in the woods, enjoying the peace and quiet, when a sudden rustling of leaves or an eerie sound stops you in your tracks? Maybe it's just the wind, or perhaps it's something more, something ancient, lurking just beyond the trees. You may laugh it off as a trick of the mind, but for centuries, people have shared stories of strange creatures hiding in the woods, cryptids and monsters that defy explanation. Now, you may be thinking, what do these strange creatures have to do with me? I'm just looking for a peaceful walk in nature. But let me tell you, these tales aren't just for thrill seekers or fans of horror stories. These cryptids and monsters are part of the rich tapestry of folklore and mystery that have captured the imagination of people of all ages. And for those of us who have experienced the woods, whether in our youth or even now, there's a certain allure in these stories, a feeling that the natural world still holds secrets, waiting to be uncovered. In this video, we'll explore some of the most fascinating cryptids and monsters that have been reported to roam the forests, focusing on why these creatures have persisted in our stories over the years. If you've ever wondered about the legends and myths that have been passed down through generations, or if you've simply been curious about the strange and mysterious side of nature, you're in the right place. So, let's take a journey through the woods and uncover some of the most captivating cryptids, starting with one of the most famous of them all, Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a creature that has been part of North American folklore for centuries. Descriptions of this towering, ape-like being vary slightly, but most people report it as being covered in thick, dark fur, standing over 7 feet tall, and leaving behind huge footprints in the mud. Some say it has a pungent smell, while others claim it is incredibly elusive, always just out of reach. What makes Bigfoot so fascinating, especially for those of us who enjoy a good mystery, is the fact that it has been sighted across North America, from the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest to the Appalachian Mountains in the east. But here's the kicker: despite numerous sightings, photos, and even videos, no one has ever captured definitive proof of Bigfoot's existence. Many believe it's just a legend, a story passed down by generations, but the sheer number of reported encounters is enough to keep the mystery alive. Now, you might be wondering, why do people keep looking for Bigfoot? Why hasn't anyone found solid evidence? Well, that's part of the intrigue. Some say it's because Bigfoot is so intelligent that it manages to avoid humans, hiding in the most remote parts of the forest where no one dares to venture. Others believe it's because the creature simply doesn't want to be found. And let's not forget, there are always those who claim that the lack of proof only adds to the legend. After all, a little mystery is often what makes a story unforgettable. But Bigfoot isn't the only cryptid to roam the woods. There are many other creatures that people claim to have encountered, and each one adds its own layer to the rich folklore of the forest. One such creature is the Wendigo. The Wendigo comes from Algonquian Native American folklore, and its story is chilling. Descriptions of the Wendigo vary, but the creature is often portrayed as a tall, emaciated being with glowing eyes and an insatiable hunger for human flesh. According to legend, the Wendigo was once a human who, in a time of desperation, resorted to cannibalism. Consuming human flesh turned this person into the monstrous Wendigo, cursed to forever hunger for more. Some stories even say that the Wendigo can possess humans, turning them into creatures of the woods as well. What makes the Wendigo particularly intriguing is the idea of possession, how one person's actions can lead to an entire transformation, both physical and mental. For those of us who enjoy thinking deeply about the human condition, the Wendigo story raises questions about morality, desperation, and the fine line between humanity and monstrosity. It's a haunting reminder of how darkness can sometimes overtake the human spirit and how legends are born from our deepest fears. Now, as we explore these tales, it's important to remember that cryptids and monsters often represent something much more profound than just a spooky story. They are symbols, often of fear, mystery, and the unknown. And that's why they persist in our collective consciousness, even as time marches on. So, why do we continue to tell these stories? Is it because we want to believe in something more, something bigger than ourselves? Or is it simply because we're drawn to the mystery of the world around us, to the idea that there may still be things out there that we don't fully understand? Perhaps it's a bit of both. In the next part of our journey through the woods, we'll dive into more mysterious creatures that have captured the imagination of countless generations. From the elusive Mokumbembe of Africa to the fearsome chupacabra of Latin America, these creatures have been seen, and sometimes even feared, by people from all walks of life. And the most intriguing thing? Each story, each cryptid, offers a glimpse into the mysteries that still lie hidden in the shadows of the forest. Now that we've met some of these famous cryptids, it's time to venture further into the unknown and discover even more strange and eerie creatures. Stay with me as we uncover the chilling tales that still haunt the forests today. The mysteries continue, cryptids from around the world. As we continue our journey through the woods, the stories of cryptids and monsters only grow more fascinating. From the dense jungles of Africa to the far reaches of South America, tales of strange creatures have been passed down through generations, each one adding to the mystery of the natural world. Let's take a closer look at some of these eerie creatures and what makes their stories so captivating. First, let's travel to the heart of Africa, where the Mokumbembe, a creature from the Congo River Basin, has been the subject of legend for centuries. Descriptions of the Mokumbembe vary, but it is often depicted as a massive, long-necked creature resembling a sauropod dinosaur, similar to the ones that once roamed the earth millions of years ago. Locals claim that it lives in the swamps and rivers of Central Africa, avoiding human contact while leaving behind large, circular footprints. Why has the Mokumbembe persisted in local folklore for so long? Some believe it's the memory of a time long past, a remnant of the age of dinosaurs. Others argue that it's simply a misunderstood animal, perhaps a large, yet undiscovered species that scientists have yet to find. But what makes this cryptid particularly intriguing is how it connects the present to a distant, prehistoric past. Could this creature really be a survivor of the age of dinosaurs, living undetected in the remote corners of the world? The mystery lingers, and it's this tantalizing question that keeps people coming back to the stories. Now, let's shift our focus to a creature that's well known in Latin American folklore, the chupacabra. Its name, which translates to goat sucker, gives you a pretty good idea of what it does. The chupacabra is infamous for allegedly attacking livestock, particularly goats, and draining their blood. Descriptions of the creature vary widely, but it is often described as reptilian, with spines along its back, glowing red eyes, and sharp teeth. Some reports claim it has wings, while others say it's more like a large, hairless dog. Unlike Bigfoot, the chupacabra has been the subject of much more recent sightings. In the 1990s, there was a spate of reports coming from Puerto Rico and other parts of Latin America, with locals claiming to find their animals mysteriously drained of blood. The reports have continued over the years, and while many skeptics dismiss the chupacabra as a myth or a case of mistaken identity, perhaps an animal like a dog or a coyote infected with mange, there are still those who swear by its existence. What makes the chupacabra so compelling is its terrifying nature. The idea of a creature that preys on animals, leaving them lifeless and drained, is enough to send a chill down anyone's spine. But beyond the fear, the chupacabra taps into something deeper, the fear of the unknown. Could it be that, in the vast wilderness of Latin America, there's still a creature capable of surviving off the blood of livestock? The more we try to explain the world, the more questions like these seem to crop up. In North America, another cryptid that's left a mark on popular culture is the Jersey Devil. According to legend, the Jersey Devil has haunted the Pine Barrens of New Jersey for centuries. Descriptions of the creature vary, but it's commonly described as a winged beast with the head of a goat, a long, forked tail, and hooves. Its terrifying screech is said to echo through the forest, sending anyone who hears it running for their lives. The origins of the Jersey Devil are as mysterious as the creature itself. One of the most popular stories involves a woman named Mother Leeds, who, according to the legend, gave birth to a child cursed to become the Jersey Devil. As the story goes, the child was born deformed and quickly transformed into the monstrous creature, flying off into the woods to terrorize the region. Over the years, reports of sightings have continued to surface, but no one has ever captured definitive evidence of the creature's existence. What makes the Jersey Devil so interesting is the blend of folklore and local history. It's a creature tied not just to a specific place, but to a sense of local identity. The Pine Barrens, with their dense, dark woods and isolation, have long been the setting for strange happenings and mysterious disappearances. The Jersey Devil has become a part of that lore, a symbol of the wildness and unpredictability of the forest. It's a reminder that sometimes the unknown can be just as frightening as the things we can see and touch. As we explore these cryptids and monsters, it's important to remember that these creatures don't just exist in the realm of fantasy. They're rooted in real places, real stories, and real experiences. Whether it's the Mokelmbembe in the jungles of Africa, the Chupacabra in Latin America, or the Jersey Devil in the forests of New Jersey, these creatures have become part of the cultural landscape of their regions, shaping how people view the world around them. But why do these stories endure? Why do they continue to be passed down from generation to generation, despite the lack of concrete evidence? The answer, I believe, lies in the fact that these cryptids represent something fundamental about the human experience. They tap into our deepest fears and our yearning for mystery. They remind us that the world is still full of wonders and dangers that we may never fully understand. In the next part, we'll dive into even more mysterious creatures, focusing on some that are less well-known but equally fascinating. From the haunting tales of the Loveland Frog in Ohio to the terrifying stories of the skinwalkers in Native American folklore, we'll continue our exploration of the creatures that lurk in the woods and beyond. Stay tuned as we uncover even more secrets from the shadows of the forest, the lesser-known mysteries, creatures from the shadows. As we continue our exploration of cryptids and monsters, let's turn our attention to some of the lesser-known creatures that add to the rich tapestry of folklore. These cryptids may not have the same level of fame as Bigfoot or the Jersey Devil, but they are no less fascinating. Each one has its own unique story, and together, they paint a picture of the unknown and unexplained that still captivates the imagination of people today. One such creature is the Loveland Frog, a cryptid that hails from Ohio. This strange creature is said to resemble a humanoid frog or lizard, standing around 4 feet tall, with webbed feet and glowing eyes. The most famous sighting of the Loveland Frog occurred in the 1950s, when a businessman driving through Loveland, Ohio, claimed to have seen the creature by the side of the road. According to his account, the frog-like creature was standing on its hind legs and appeared to be holding something that resembled a wand. While many people dismiss the Loveland Frog as a hoax or a case of mistaken identity, others continue to believe in the creature's existence. Some speculate that it's a creature from a distant time, perhaps a prehistoric amphibian that managed to survive in the forests of Ohio. Others suggest that it's an alien or a creature from another dimension. Whatever the explanation, the Loveland Frog has become a part of local folklore, with some residents claiming to have seen the creature or heard strange noises in the woods. It's another example of how cryptids can blend the line between the real and the fantastical, keeping us guessing about what's truly out there. Then, there are the skinwalkers, a terrifying figure in Native American folklore. A skinwalker is believed to be a person, usually a witch or shaman, who has the ability to transform into an animal, most commonly a wolf, coyote, or bear. The transformation is said to occur through dark magic, and the skinwalker is thought to be able to take on the traits and behaviors of the animal it becomes. However, skinwalkers are not just shapeshifters. They are also associated with evil and malevolence. The legend of the skinwalker comes from the Navajo people, and their stories are filled with fear and respect for these beings. According to Navajo belief, skinwalkers are often malevolent individuals who use their powers for harm, whether to inflict illness, cause accidents, or instill fear in their enemies. The idea of a person transforming into an animal is chilling enough, but when you add in the notion that these shapeshifters are said to be able to take on the very essence of their animal form, using its instincts, speed, and strength, well, it's no wonder that skinwalkers are feared to this day. The skinwalker legend is not just a story, it's a warning. For many Native American cultures, the skinwalker represents the dangers of meddling with dark forces and losing one's humanity. It's a creature that blurs the line between human and animal, good and evil, and serves as a reminder of the consequences of crossing moral boundaries. The stories of skinwalkers continue to haunt the American Southwest, where they are said to lurk in the remote deserts and mountains, waiting for their next victim. Now, let's shift our focus to a more modern cryptid, the Dover demon, a creature that was sighted in Dover, Massachusetts, in 1977. The Dover demon is a small, humanoid creature with glowing orange eyes, long fingers, and a pale, almost translucent skin. It's said to stand about 3 to 4 feet tall, with a large head and no visible nose or mouth. The creature was first spotted by 3 teenagers who reported seeing it while driving through the woods at night. According to their account, the creature had a strange, otherworldly appearance, and it seemed to move in a jerky, unnatural way. The sighting of the Dover demon was followed by several more reports in the same area, with other witnesses claiming to have seen the creature or heard strange noises in the woods. Some believe that the Dover demon is an alien being, while others think it's a cryptid from another dimension. There are even those who believe that it's a misidentified animal, though the description of the creature seems to defy conventional explanations. What makes the Dover demon particularly interesting is how recent the sightings are. Unlike other cryptids, which have been part of folklore for centuries, the Dover demon's story emerged only in the late 1970s. And yet, it has become a part of local legend, with people continuing to share stories and sightings to this day. The creature's strange appearance and eerie behavior have made it one of the most puzzling cryptids of modern times. As we explore these lesser-known cryptids, it becomes clear that the world is full of mysteries, both ancient and new. From the Loveland frog to the skinwalkers to the Dover demon, these creatures represent a fascinating blend of myth, folklore, and personal experience. They remind us that even in our modern world, there are still things we don't fully understand. Things that exist just beyond the edge of our knowledge, waiting to be discovered. But perhaps the most intriguing thing about these creatures is the way they continue to captivate us. Why do we keep telling these stories? Why do we continue to search for these cryptids in the woods, in the dark corners of the world? Perhaps it's because these creatures represent something deeper, something about our connection to nature, to the unknown, and to the mysteries that lie just beyond our reach. In the end, the cryptids and monsters of the woods are more than just stories. They are reflections of our deepest fears and our most profound curiosities. They are symbols of the unknown, of the mysteries that still linger in the forests and fields, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover their secrets. And as long as there are stories to tell and mysteries to explore, these creatures will continue to haunt the edges of our imagination. Remember, as we wrap up this exploration of cryptids and monsters, that the woods are full of surprises. The next time you step into nature, keep your eyes open and your mind ready for the strange and unusual. Who knows, you might just stumble upon one of these mysterious creatures yourself, embracing the mystery, the thrill of cryptids and the woods. As we close out this journey through the mysterious world of cryptids and monsters, I want to leave you with a thought that resonates deeply with all of us who have ever wandered into the woods with a sense of wonder, or perhaps even a bit of trepidation. Whether we believe in the existence of these creatures or not, there's something deeply captivating about the stories we've explored together. These cryptids, these elusive beings, tap into something universal, the thrill of the unknown. Think about it. The woods are a place where, even in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, we can find a moment of peace. It's a place where nature's rhythms guide us. Yet it's also a place where things can happen that we can't quite explain. Perhaps that's why these stories of cryptids persist. They remind us of the mysteries that still exist beyond what we see and understand. But these creatures aren't just figments of our imagination. They are reflections of our curiosity, our desire to uncover secrets, and our connection to the natural world. It's easy to get caught up in the everyday demands of life, work, responsibilities, and the constant hum of technology. But stepping into the woods, whether physically or in our imaginations, allows us to reconnect with something primal and pure. The legends of Bigfoot, the Wendigo, the Loveland frog, the skinwalkers, and so many others inspire us to think beyond the limits of what we know. These creatures remind us that we live in a world full of wonders, some of which we may never fully understand. That's part of what makes the forest such an enchanting place. The fact that there's always something just beyond our sight, always a possibility waiting to be discovered. It's also important to recognize that many of these cryptids, despite their eerie nature, represents something important about the human experience, a reminder that there are forces we cannot control. Whether we're standing at the edge of a forest, wondering if a shadow we saw was a trick of the light or something more, we're confronted with a profound sense of mystery. And that, my friends, is something that keeps us coming back to the woods again and again. So, as you go about your day, whether you find yourself walking in a nearby park, hiking through a dense forest, or simply gazing out of your window, take a moment to reflect on the mystery of it all. What stories have you heard about the woods and its hidden creatures? What legends have you wondered about, even if just for a moment? The beauty of these tales is that they invite us to question, to dream, and to keep searching for answers, no matter how elusive they may seem. Perhaps the most important thing to take away from our exploration of cryptids and monsters is this: the mystery is a gift. It's what makes the world feel alive, full of possibility. And whether or not we ever encounter these creatures face to face, they remind us that life is richer and more fascinating when we embrace the unknown with open hearts and curious minds. Before we finish, I'd like to ask you, what's the most intriguing cryptid or legend that you've ever heard? Have you ever had an experience that made you wonder about the mysteries of the woods? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share your stories in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this journey into the world of cryptids, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the strange and mysterious corners of our world. Together, we'll continue uncovering the secrets that still lie hidden, waiting to be discovered. Remember, the woods are full of stories, some that frighten us and some that inspire us. But all of them remind us that the world is much bigger and much more mysterious than we can ever imagine. Here's to embracing the mystery wherever it takes us. And with that, I wish you many more curious adventures, whether they're in the woods, in your imagination, or even in the next cryptid story you encounter. Keep exploring, keep wondering, and most importantly, keep embracing the mystery. After all, there's always more to discover in this world than we could ever know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.